there again. My name is Chung. This is the second interview. I'd like to also introduce to the audience that we also have American Fly, not only S gauge but also O gauge. And people would say, O gauge? What do you mean O gauge? Most American Flyer folks would say, yeah, it's a two-rail train system, but American Fly did make a three-rail system back in the 1930s to 1940s, and these are pre-war. The reason why this came about is because originally American Fly, Lionel, Marx, and all the other train companies made O gauge with three rails. American Fly in 1939, they had the 429s, they had the 575. Anyway, just before the war started in 1940, American Fly decided to go to the two-rail system. So what they did was they started making the shells, the passenger cars, the locomotives, the shells, the cabooses. They were all S gauge in size. However, because of the war, the United States government mandated that, well, you got to help the war effort, so stop making toy trains and start making military parts. So A.C. Gilbert had a whole bunch of S gauge shells. And what do they do with that? And they can't make the S gauge trucks and tracks because of the war. So what they did was they actually took what they had in inventory was O gauge three-rail trucks and tracks, and they married up the O gauge trucks and rail system to the S gauge bodies. So therefore, for a few years, American Fly had O gauge trucks, trains that ran on three rails, and of course everybody looks at it and says, well, it looks like S gauge. Well, yes, the shell is S gauge. So just to bring you to that fact, we have not only S gauge, we also have O gauge American Fly. And that's it, folks.